Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And we are excited to have our medium, our spiritual healer, animal communicator, Miss Jaime Breeze, joining us again today here live on the show and live on Zoom. Welcome back today. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me back again, Jill.
Thanks for being here. Please introduce yourself, Miss Mountain Medium.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jaime Breeze, psychic, medium, and animal communicator. As Jill mentioned, I live in the Northern Canadian Rockies. However, all my appointments are conducted via Zoom, so I can connect with you, your loved ones on the other side, and your animals, whether in the physical or non-physical, anywhere in the world.
Beautiful. And just to point out, your website, it's jaimebreeze.com, correct? And it's spelled
Yes.
JAIMEBREEZE.com. So
yes.
wow. Exciting to have you here. You said a lot's going on. Fill us in. What's happening?
Oh, just and that's a perfect segue into what I want to talk about today. I have a lot of clients lately, whose animals are in the process of transitioning or have just transitioned to the other side. So there's a lot of talk about animal grief going on right now and animal reincarnation, which is one of my absolute favorite, most passionate topics ever. Because as you know, Jill, my dog reincarnated 2.5 years ago after her transition 5 years ago. And when I say transition, I like using that word because I don't like to say dying, because to me, that's like, it feels ending, kind of like an end, whereas when we transition, we're just leaving our physical bodies and our spirit form is still there. So that's why I like to say transition and kind of words like that.
Wow. I believe in transitioning. I've witnessed it. I feel it. Loss of loved ones, loss of animals, myself. But by talking to you, to really understand it more, and that we all have this ability. And I so believe, I like that word transition. It sounds so much better, but go ahead.
Yeah. And actually it's funny mentioning, I have a lot of stuff to do today. So Breeze, my dog, she's actually going to be in the background on a commercial today. So I'm very excited about that.
What commercial?
I live in a national park, so it's a major tourist town. We have population 5,000 people, but we get millions of tourists each year. So it's a tourism commercial, and it's being filmed at one of my friends' houses, and they want Breeze in the background. So I'm like, absolutely, she can be in the background. So that's our plan today. After a couple clients we have this morning, and then so I'm so excited for her.
That is so exciting. I love it.
Yeah, I'll send you a copy once it's all out and produced and whatnot. You'll love it.
You need to send us a copy so we could talk about it and then put it in on the podcast here as well. Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. So going back to my topic of the day, just animal grief. Animals are our children, our loved ones, our family members, our sisters, our brothers, and animal grief is not fully accepted in our society. And when we're grieving an animal, where do you look? And there's some networks out there, and it is growing. I'm seeing more and more support out there, which is fabulous because just more people are being aware. But in reality, you kind of are expected to go back to work right away and not grieve and just get over it, right?
Yeah.
And that is so unfair.
Yeah.
And our animals touch us so much. And I really want us to kind of change that perspective in society and allow us to take that grief leave from work, or, have that pet grief counselor being able to come in. And, animal communication to me is an integral part of the grieving journey. I feel when Breeze transitioned in 2016, I sought spiritual counselors. I went to a doctor. I went to a psychologist. All this thing, nothing could help me. Nothing. I was scared, Jill. I was like, how am I going to live the rest of my life feeling this way? Because I know Breeze is my soulmate. And for those of you who don't know, Breeze passed away the day after her 16th birthday. And now she's 2.5. But anyways, so animal communication taught me how to cope with that And for any new listeners out there, animal communication can be done whether your animals are in a physical body or in an energetic spiritual form. And it's all based upon telepathy, which is the transference from mind to mind of words, colors, thoughts, feelings, even sounds sometimes. And it's the world's oldest form of communication, and anyone can do it. But once we start learning a verbal language, we kind of push it to the side.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, animal communication really helped me during Breeze's grief, or my grief with Breeze, because she came to me from the other side and
Wow.
told me, Mom, I'm right beside you. I just went to go get a healthy body. I'll be back.
Oh.
And so a lot of the clients I work with, they're dealing with this. They want to be reassured, like I was reassured, that their relationship, and this is the huge part, their relationship with their animal is not over. It's just in a different form right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important that we understand, we can continue that and grow it and build that relationship. And when they come back, we kind of pick up where we left off.
Yeah. And this is amazing work that you do, that we could connect with our animals. Still they're alive. And just for those new listeners, is it true that every animal will come back? Everyone will reincarnate? Is that what you find? I mean, not everybody gets to find their dog that's been reincarnated. That's a whole nother story. But do all animals come back? Do you believe in that? And is that what you've seen?
That's what I've seen. And I'm sure there's cases out there where the animals and the human have a soul contract where this is possibly their last life on this planet. So in that case, they're not going to come back.
Okay.
But everyone I work with, their animals are telling me they are coming back, and they do give a time frame.
Wow. And do they come back as the same animal, or could they come back into another animal body? For example, dog to cat, cat to dog, or to bird? How does that work?
Yeah, they can definitely come back in a different type of body. But I think because you do have a soul contract with your animal, I think it's up to you guys in a higher kind of consciousness on what that form is going to be. Because, Breeze coming back to me, she was my dog before. I wanted her back as a dog so we could continue our relationship like it was. Whereas if she came back as a cat, for example, we're going to have kind of a different relationship. I'm not going to be able to take her for walks and all that stuff. So I wanted Breeze to come back in a very similar form. And a lot of my clients want the same. I was working with a girl in Los Angeles yesterday whose dog transitioned earlier this year. And I was the second animal communicator she hired, because the first one she hired felt that her dog was going to come back as a cat, and she's so allergic to cats.
Oh gosh.
So I kind of like calmed her down yesterday, and I was like, no, it's totally up to you and the soul contract you have with your dog. If your dog's not going to come back as a cat knowing that you're going to get sick, but it's interesting because I don't think that other animal communicator was completely off course, because I see a cat coming into her life as well, and she's like, no, like I see it. Well, however that form looks like, I do see a cat coming into your life as well. So you're going to have to try and like conquer those allergies or something, because there is a cat coming. But anyway, so yeah, it's totally up to each individual and their contract with their animal.
Got it. Well, good to know. I'm so excited because my cat, my cat's been a little ill, a little off, right? And then I had this dream about my old cat, and I had another dream about my old cat. And I'm like, wow, I'm feeling the animal presence. And, it's like, is Princess, my old cat, coming for my new cat to kind of help him to transition? I don't know. He had a fit again the other day. It was like a seizure on the floor. And I'm just like, just so much more aware now of the things that could be happening. And, I left cuddling on my bed. I normally don't let him on my bed. He's on the bed today. Like I left him there because it's just, I want him comfortable just in case. Like I feel like it's getting there. That
So
makes sense.
you had another dream of Princess this week?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
She just on the kitchen floor, in the kitchen, just walking around like normal. I was just cooking, washing dishes, but she was just there, her presence, herself, just there. Like,
Isn't that so great? Because like you just said, you're becoming more aware. So
mm-hmm.
once you become more aware of these energies and possibilities around you, our loved ones and our animals, it's easier for them to connect with us and show themselves, whether it is in a dream, which I believe is more of a visitation. So I think
Yes.
it's actually the spirit coming to you in your sleep, and finding dimes or coins which spirit leaves, or mom's favorite song keeps popping on the radio, like all these clues are our loved ones on the other side trying to get our attention. And now, because you are being more aware and alert and conscious, it's easier. You've kind of turned on the light switch now. And now it's so much fun. You can play around with it and have all these things. And yeah, you're right. Maybe Princess is coming as well right now, because she knows that you are struggling with cuddles
Cuddles. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
her physical ailments, and
Mm-hmm.
possibly coming to help Cuddles to the other side. Maybe all these things can start adding up and whatnot, but yeah, keep paying attention, because there's something happening there.
Yeah. Interesting. Sorry, I had to bring that up. It's just part of what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's awesome. I love how you're having these dreams. So, and yeah, when Princess died, like, I'm sure you grieved pretty
yeah.
bad, right?
I
And
feel
like,
bad
what?
because she died. I was away. I was with my mom. We went to Arizona, went to the vet. The Cuddles and Princess were at the vet, two separate cages. And that's when my vet called me to tell me that she passed when I was away. I didn't even know. So she was alone. But yeah,
And I can't remember, was she older?
she was older. She was probably like 12, I think, but she was a little
That's it.
Persian. But
Yeah, see, that's still pretty young for a cat.
yeah, I don't know how she died, but she died at the vet, and the vet's my friend, but she was in a cage and Cuddles was next to her. I know that, in a different cage because they didn't get along too well. But yeah, he just says they came in, they did their normal feeding on the weekend and they noticed she was dead. So I don't even know what happened, but
Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of sensing something with her heart.
mhm,
Yeah, I feel that there was like some sort of weakness there.
yeah.
She's showing me like a valve. So I'm
Okay.
not sure if there was like lack of blood flow or something all of a sudden. Did
Mhm.
you know if her eyes were a little like wonky before you took her there?
I don't know. I don't remember, to be
Okay.
honest.
Yeah, because she's just kind of showing me like it started affecting like her head and stuff too. So, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you grieved Princess, and what do? You just got, people expect you to just pick up the pieces and go on. But
Mm.
there's a lot more to it. They're a part of our families. And, your sons probably were like, Mom, where is Princess?
Yeah.
And that's tough. That's tough. How do you explain it to your children? But by establishing, or by having that knowledge that your relationship is still
Mhm.
continuing, it's just in a different form, can be very therapeutic and helpful for people who are grieving. And because, like I said, it's your relationship's just in a different form. And when the animal does come back, there you go. So, and that's happened to me with my dog. And it's really led me to really push this line of work and show people that this is possible. The death of your animal is not over. Everything continues. So, a lot of my clients, they do contact me to tap in, connect with their animals who are on the other side, have some peace of mind for them. Yes, you did everything you could to try and save them. There was nothing else. You didn't cause this. That's a huge one.
Mhm.
One of my clients recently thought maybe she caused a neurological decline in her dog, but the dog was showing like she was scared. Did I hit him in the head by accident? Did I roll over on him in my sleep? Like, she had all these thoughts going through her head. And I didn't know that at the time. But when I connected with her dog, the dog was saying, make sure you tell Mom she didn't cause this.
Oh.
He was very adamant, like, you need to tell her, because she was so stressed out about it.
Oh, oh, my heart goes out. I love
Y-
this.
Yeah. So, and our animals just want us to be good and happy and know that they're around him. So if you are grieving a pet, or your pet's about to transition to the other side, like, no, please know that it's not lost. All hope is not lost. It's a hard transition, obviously, for yourself. Life does change, but it can continue and get better. There is a massive light at the end of the animal grief tunnel, and it's okay for us to accept that. And I think society has really shut that door to us for such a long time, and I don't understand why. Why do we want to hinder that belief and that miracle? And let's open that tunnel and see that light, that our animals do reincarnate.
Yeah.
And it's okay to cry if you lose an animal. So, and it's pretty sad, those people who don't feel this emotion, because obviously they're not energetically connected to the world's most beautiful creatures.
Do you have any stories, any more stories? I mean, you always have stories to share about you helping those with, people who animals passed and or transitions, shall I say, helping them reincarnate to find them. Anything in particular today that you wanted to add?
Well, I'll talk about Breeze's story a little bit. And I know I've touched base on that before, but just so people understand how I got into animal reincarnation work is, so my dog passed away after her 16th birthday. And I thought, how am I going to get through this life without her? And she started communicating with me from the other side. And when I say communicating, telepathically, and mainly thoughts and visions I was receiving, knowing that she was there and that she was coming back. And she would not only send myself dreams, but she would send my mom dreams as well, with a vision of her new body. And, so I decided I'm really going to trust what's going on in my mind, whether I'm crazy or not. And if I am crazy, it feels good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to continue with it. So I started journaling everything down, like any clues Breeze was giving me on the other side, because I was learning this too. I'm like, okay, so, and I had my dog in her physical body. I helped her transition to the other side. And now I'm watching all the steps of her coming back. What is she learning on the other side? When is she coming back? How does this work? And constantly on a daily basis, Jill, I was getting more and more information from Breeze about her return to me and where in the world she would be, when she was born, exact dates, and images of the house she would be in and how many were in her litter, etc., etc. And, my conviction was so strong. Everyone in my life had to believe me, because they're like, there's no way. Like, Jaime can't be going off the rocker this much. We have to trust it. We have to trust everything. And, so Breeze even gave me her birth name that the owner at the time was going to name her. And so it was funny, Jill, because I was looking for a human with this name, because I thought Breeze said, hey, my name, or the person who has me, their name is Zoe. So I thought, I was looking all around the area in the world that Breeze told me she would be, which thankfully was only 4-hour drive from here. For a farm and a woman by the name of Zoe, with a hummingbird wind chime on the porch and a child's playground set that was like decrepit in that backyard, with chickens and horses and goats. She gave me all this information. So I would drive in that rural area every couple weekends looking for my dog. And honestly, Jill, I knocked on people's doors and asked them if they had puppies for sale because I knew she was in that area.
Wow.
And so, anyways,
How did you make the initial connection then to find specific location? I got to hear this.
so like I was saying, I was looking for a woman by the name of Zoe. And I was checking on the internet and news clippings every single day looking for my dog. And I had friends at work and in town, they're like sending me articles. Is this Breeze? Is this Breeze? Is this Breeze? And I would just look and I'd be like, nope, keep scrolling. Nope,
Mm-hmm.
nope, nope, nope. Like I just knew when I see her, I would know. And then so I found this article online for Aussie collie puppies, and I sent it to my boyfriend who was also at work, and he's an electrician, so he got my text message when he was on a ladder working in a ceiling, and he messaged me back. He's like, Jamie, I almost fell off my ladder. You have to contact whoever posted that because that's Breeze. And he's like, he had chills all over his body, and it's because my conviction was so strong, like I had him believing, even. And he wasn't into this stuff before, which now he is. And so I messaged the woman who posted this on the internet, and I was like, can I have another picture just to make sure? And then she messaged me back. She's like, here are the pictures of Zoe. And so because she said the name Zoe, it was 100% check mark. Oh my God, that's my dog. So it was funny because for the past
So she was putting the puppy up for adoption. Is that what it was? It was an article for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was funny because for 2.5 weeks, I was hounding everyone in my life. Do you know someone by the name of Zoe who has dogs? And people are like, no. People are like, yeah, I do know Zoe, but she doesn't have dogs. And I'm like, ask her if her aunt has dogs or her mom has dogs or something. Like it was this journey. And it was funny because my friend, she is a grade 4 teacher near the town where I found my dog. And she had a student named Zoe. So my friend harassed this poor child for me for 2 weeks. And this kid is like, why do you keep asking me about puppies? And
Yep.
my friend was just like, oh, I don't know. I was just curious. But so we just had like this team go out looking for a woman named Zoe, but Zoe turned out to be my dog.
Amazing.
Anyway, so Breeze, because I trusted the messages Breeze was giving me, we got like concrete evidence of how she was going to come back. And
now,
when
did this
and
woman
where.
think you were for real or think you were crazy? Like, what do you mean this is your dog reincarnated? Or she was really like cool to the concept?
Well,
How do you explain that without scaring her? Right?
Well, I didn't really tell her. Yeah, we just got in the car the next morning and drove the 4 hours. And yeah, but I saw the hummingbird wind chime that Breeze had mentioned.
And
she
the
had
decrepit
did the decrepit children slide out back, all that stuff. And I kind of mentioned it to her, and she was I just in fleeting, but I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter whether she believes or not, because I know it is. And so that's how I got my dog back. And everyone who meets Breeze again knows it's her, including my cat, who was with her before Breeze's transitioned 5 years ago. Breeze is the exact same personality, that has the exact same likes, dislikes, demeanors, everything to a T. And because I wanted her back that way, I wanted our relationship to pick up where it left off in the physical form, and so that's why she came back like that for me, because it was so important to me. But so if people are wanting their animals to reincarnate, just let the animals know how you want them back. Like maybe you had a massive dog and now your lifestyle doesn't
fit that. You're in a small apartment, you need
yeah and you'd rather a purse dog. Ask your dog, can you come back in a smaller form so I can take you everywhere, so we can do the things that fits my lifestyle right now. So that's really important, because our animals do listen, and I've seen it time and time again. I've communicated with hundreds of animals on the other side, and they always tell me the same thing: we're going to come back for how our family wants us to come back. So that's my experience. And whether people have had other experiences, trust it. Trust what you felt, trust what you are going through, trust your beliefs. But these are mine and these are my experiences. And my goal is to help people get through this and get their animals back. I'm working with a lot of clients right now who we're collecting data and evidence and stuff to help them find their animals. And sometimes it doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes it does.
Yeah. Wow.
So.
And the fact that now you can guide someone and help someone to find their lost, transitioned pet, loved one.
Yeah. And one of my clients recently was just reunited with her dog.
Wow.
And in a new puppy form. And it's because that dog, when she was on the other side, she gave us the clues and her mom trusted and her mom followed the clues. And when she was presented with one, she acted upon it. And it's amazing. It's amazing how it happens. And sometimes it takes years for sure. So if you're waiting for your animal to come back, try and start communicating with them. Go on my website, read Breeze's story, get inspired, because like you, Jill, you've turned the light switch on. Now you're receiving messages from Princess every week, and like just quick hellos. Hey, Mom, I'm still around you.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Like, so does that mean if I'm thinking about her, does that mean she's still in the spirit world, or has she been like, how do you know if she's reincarnated yet or not?
Oh, that's so funny. I just saw a huge like orb flash when we were talking about Princess. So it's probably her. I feel she's still in the spirit form.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And when they do reincarnate, they'll find their way back to you. So I was on a mission to find Breeze. And I believe I had to do that mission so I can help other people. But majority of us, we can just relax. And the animal will come to us. They'll find us. The divine intervention. They know how to get to us, whether it's through an animal shelter or an adoption or finding them like abandoned on the street. Our animals plan how they come to us. So you don't have to worry. They will get there when it's time. But yeah, Princess, I feel she's still on the other side. Do you feel that?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I'm thinking like that. When Cuddles passes, I told the boys we'll get another cat. And, they would love a kitten, but I said, why don't we go to a shelter to adopt? So I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't know when Cuddles, but one cat for right now is enough for us. But so I don't know, will I be getting a kitten that could be her, or I don't know. So we'll see what happens when the time comes, and we'll keep in touch and I will keep you updated.
Yeah, I definitely feel she'll be coming back to you guys. Absolutely. Because I feel like her energy is getting really strong because we've been talking about her and you've been having those visitations.
Yeah.
So yeah, trust it. It'll be a fun little journey.
I will for sure. And for those out there who want to visit you on your website, social media, would you mind sharing all forms of contact with us, Jaime?
Yeah, so my website is Jaime Breeze, JaimeBreeze.com, and on Instagram at The Mountain Medium.
Perfect.
And Breeze has an Instagram as well.
What is Breeze's? That's right.
Breeze the reincarnated dog.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. So please reach out to Miss Jaime, and thank you for being here as always. And looking forward to next week when we speak again.
Yeah, me too. Thanks so much, Jill.
Thank you, sweetheart. Have a great day. And to all of our listeners, stay tuned.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you can now listen live on the MyTuner Radio and online Radio Box apps for iOS, Android, and the Amazon App Store. Or check us out online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com or search Podcast Business News Network on onlineradiobox.com/US so you don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
when I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.